A first big LEGO purchase can set the tone for months. It can become a calm weekend ritual or a half-finished box that quietly takes over a table. Many smaller sets can feel like progress every time, but they can also become scattered and unfinished. This video is a decision tool. It is not about collecting everything. It is about choosing the purchase that fits your space, your time, and your personality. One big set and many small sets create different kinds of satisfaction. They also create different kinds of friction. We will reduce that friction before you spend. By the end, you will know which path gives you the highest chance of finishing, displaying, and enjoying the build. Think about the first month. You will either enjoy opening one box repeatedly, or you will enjoy closing small projects and clearing the table. The right choice is the one that keeps you building after the first weekend, not the one that looks impressive in a photo. The big versus small decision is rarely about value. It is usually about energy. A large box promises one complete statement piece. A pile of smaller boxes promises variety and fast wins. The regret happens when the purchase does not match your real-life constraints. A large build needs uninterrupted time, stable surface space, and a plan for display or storage. Many smaller builds need a system so the parts, instructions, and half-built models do not multiply. Without a plan, the big set becomes a stalled project and the small sets become clutter. The safest choice is the one that matches how you actually build, not how you want to build on an ideal weekend. This is why two people can buy the same set type and have opposite outcomes. One person has a dedicated shelf and a protected desk. Another person builds on a kitchen table that must be cleared every night. The product is the same, but the experience is not. Use one rule. Buy the format that maximizes completion. Completion is the moment LEGO becomes relaxing and rewarding. It is also the moment you learn what you like. A big set is right when you can protect the build from interruptions and you want one final display object. Many small sets are right when your schedule is fragmented or when you want to explore styles before committing. Completion is not about speed, it is about stability. If your build table is shared, if pets or kids can reach it, or if you travel often, your completion risk rises. We will now map the decision to common buyer types so you can pick with calm confidence. When completion is high, you learn your preferences quickly. You also avoid buying duplicates of the same experience. When completion is low, the hobby becomes a guilt pile. This rule keeps the hobby light. If your main goal is a display centerpiece, one big set usually wins. The reason is coherence. A single large model has one visual language and one clear place to live. A tall landmark build can dominate a room in a controlled way, but only if you already know where it will stand and how you will dust it. A large ship or a detailed fantasy location can also work if you have a shelf with depth and you like quiet detail work. The hidden risk is underestimating footprint and build duration. If you choose this path, plan the surface first, then plan the finish line. That could be a 2-weekend schedule with a protected table. For display-focused buyers, the big set is not an impulse. It is a prepared project. If you choose a large display set, treat the build like a small home project. Clear the area. Keep the instruction book safe. Use sorting trays if you like order. The payoff is a model that looks finished even when you stop buying for a while. If you want a single iconic Star Wars display, a UCS Millennium Falcon or a UCS AT-AT is that kind of anchor, but only when you have depth and dust control. If your week is fragmented, many smaller sets are often the smarter start. Short builds fit into evenings. They also let you stop and restart without losing momentum. The key is to choose small sets that still teach you techniques and still look good when finished. A mid-sized character model or a small premium vehicle can deliver a clean display moment in one sitting. Avoid buying 10 tiny items with no theme. That feels flexible, but it creates decision fatigue. Choose one lane for the month. Vehicles, characters, or a single theme shelf. This path is about consistency. You trade one huge payoff for repeated completion and steady confidence. A small set lane also supports gifting. Friends and family can add to it without breaking your plan. Keep one shelf or one drawer as the boundary. When it is full, you pause and reassess instead of adding more. For families and shared building, many sets usually work better than one huge box. The reason is participation. Smaller builds let different people build at the same time and finish together. The risk is parts chaos and lost instructions. To prevent that, pick a storage rhythm before you buy. That can be a simple bin system and a rule that unfinished builds live in one place. If you want play value, choose sets that create a world. A train, a city location, and a hero scene can connect into a play loop. The big set can still make sense as a family project, but only if you schedule it and protect the build area. For most households, many sets plus a simple system beats one large set with no system. Shared building also benefits from shorter feedback loops. Kids and guests can complete a section, see a result, and stay motivated. If you buy one very large set for a group, split it into sessions and celebrate each finished module. If you are new or returning after years away, use smaller sets as training. The goal is not to collect. The goal is to learn what type of building feels satisfying. A creator build teaches shaping and transformation. A small Technic vehicle teaches pins, frames, and moving mechanisms. A classic brick box teaches free building and iteration. After 3 to 5 completed builds, you will know if you enjoy long repetitive steps, complex sub-assemblies, or open-ended creativity. That knowledge prevents a costly mistake on a large flagship set. Treat small builds as a short curriculum, then step up with confidence when you can name your preferred style. Skill building works best when you repeat one difficulty level until it feels normal. Finishing several smaller sets also teaches you how to read instructions, how to handle delicate connections, and how to rebuild a mistake without stress. If you live in a small apartment, the constraint is not money first. It is shelf area and visual noise. A single big set can be perfect if it replaces several smaller objects and gives one clean focal point. Many small sets can also work if you curate them to a consistent scale and color story. The danger is a crowded shelf that makes every set look weaker. Choose a maximum number of display spots. Then choose sets that earn those spots. A botanical model can work as decor. A modular building can work as one dense block on a shelf. Store the rest. Rotating sets is not failure, it is a strategy. In small spaces, buy fewer items but finish more of them. Many small sets also create maintenance overhead. More boxes means more dusting spots, more storage decisions, and more visual distraction. A curated display makes each finished set look more intentional and more premium. Trap 1 is buying the largest set you can afford as your first purchase. The size feels like certainty, but it can hide risk. If you are not sure you enjoy long builds, you are buying a project that demands commitment before you have evidence. Trap 2 is buying many small sets across unrelated themes. That feels like exploration, but it creates clutter and weakens the sense of progress. You end up choosing what to build next every time, and that decision becomes friction. A safer approach is either one prepared big project or a curated small set lane. If you want variety, get it through a brick box and a few focused builds, not through random impulse sets. If you have never finished a large build before, do not start with the biggest option in the catalog. If you love variety, do not confuse variety with random. Variety with rules still feels free, but it stays organized. Here is the practical decision. If you have a stable build surface and you want one display statement, start with one big set that you can finish within 2 to 4 weekends. Pair it with a simple storage plan for loose parts and a clear display location. If your time is fragmented or you share space, start with a small set lane. Choose 3 to 5 builds that fit one theme or one visual shelf. Finish each one. Then decide if you want to scale up. If you are unsure, the safest first purchase is a large classic brick box plus one curated small premium set. That gives you both creativity and a clear finish line. The best start is not the biggest or the most varied. It is the one you can complete. If you can only follow one recommendation, follow this. Buy for the next 30 days of building, not for the next 3 years of collecting. Your future self will thank you when the shelf looks intentional. After you decide on format, the next decision is theme. Theme determines display cohesion, replay value, and how easy it is to keep buying without regret. If you chose one big set, your next step is to decide if you want a second statement piece in the same style or a contrasting build that fits the same room. If you chose many small sets, your next step is to define a lane so you do not drift into clutter. Watch the next guide on the channel about choosing your first LEGO theme. Apply the same completion rule. Protect your space, protect your time, and keep the hobby calm. That is how LEGO stays enjoyable long after the first purchase. If you want the simplest version of the plan, choose one anchor set and one support set. The anchor set is your main build. The support set is a small build you can finish on low energy days. That combination keeps momentum without clutter.